Hey everyone, if you come across this page by accident or on purpose, welcome to the birth of history. No, that isn't a typo for the word birth. That's a play on the word sleeper berth, and that has to do with a semi. And I'm a trucker, and I'm also a rabid sucker for wordplay. So, this is the birth of history, and I'm also reading from notes in case you can't tell. So, basically what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to simplify history down to a more manageable level. With the exception of having a degree in history, I have absolutely no credentials whatsoever. I'm not a historian at all. I just really love history, and I want to share that with everybody else. So what I want to try to do is make the birth of history kind of a stepping stone to actual academic sources. When I can and where I can, I'm going to list verifiable sources. I'm going to show you where I got my information from. I'm going to link them in the video. I'm going to point like this and have a little text box pop up that shows you exactly what we're talking about, where you can read on, because the most important thing to gather from all of this is that reading is the way history is transmitted, and it has been for a very long time. Obviously, way back in ancient times, they had oral histories and things like that, but really history is written down, and that's where we're going to get all of our information from. So with that being said, we're going to cover a wide array of topics. I mean a wide array of topics, and we're going to jump around a bunch. We're going to go from place to place. We're going to be in modern times, we're going to be in pre-modern times, we're going to be in ancient history. Not all of the topics we're going to cover are going to be easy to talk about. Some of them are going to be pretty controversial. A lot of them are going to be easy, but a lot of them are going to be controversial too. But this is history. Either we can freely talk about all of it, or we might as well just pack it all away and not talk about it anymore. I personally think that we shouldn't have a certain topic of history that's off limits because it doesn't make us feel good. Side note, I'm not a believer in conspiracy theories. I'm not a believer in revisionist theories and all that. I am going to bring them up from time to time, and I'm going to paint them in such a way that you're going to see that most of them were concocted out of thin air, that none of them really have any basis in fact whatsoever. So that being said, I'm not going to lend a lot of weight to them, but I mean, we might as well. Like I said, they're theories, they're hypothesis more than anything else, but we're going to broach those topics, and I'm just not going to give a lot of weight to them. Because we're dealing with sourced fact as much as possible. So here we're really, like I said, we're really trying to deal with verifiable, trusted sources. And a lot of times we're going to go into ancient history, and we're going to deal with sources like Herodotus and Thucydides, who are very pro their country. Obviously Thucydides and Herodotus were Greeks. They're going to be very pro-Greek, specifically their city-state, their polis. They're going to blow up their numbers a lot, and it's going to seem, clearly one-sided. And we're going to deal with them telling stories that they really don't know whether they were true or not. I forget exactly who said it. I think I heard Dan Carlin talk about it on one of his videos. Or one of his podcasts, is that we have to believe in ancient history even if it's not true. And obviously he was quoting someone there. I can't remember right off the top of my head who it was. The message being there is that the facts are in ancient history. The facts come to us through those sources. The point is that the details don't really matter. The facts are there. We can analyze what happened and, really just take what we need from that information. So in a nutshell, I want to make history fun. I do. I want to make history fun and relatable, because we've all sat in those classes where you're just about to fall asleep because you're just hearing names, dates, and places. So sometimes I'm going to paraphrase people. I'm going to put words in their mouth, just like Herodotus and all them did. because, I mean, Thucydides was there during the Peloponnesian War, but even he admits that he's paraphrasing a lot of times. Because what I want to try to get across is the underlying meaning. So if I paraphrase someone and I make them seem comical, it's because I'm going to say it in 21st century lingo that you would understand, so that you can try to understand exactly what they were talking about, what they were trying to do. And sorry for the, camera shaking here. I'm working in a sleeper berth of a truck, so this is going to be a really rudimentary format until we get some of the nuts and bolts worked out. So pretty much that's about it. That's what I want to cover in this video. My first videos should be out soon. Like I said, we're going to cover the Peloponnesian War, and we're going to, well, I don't know if I said that or not, but we're going to cover the Peloponnesian War, and we're going to basically go in 3 different parts. This is the format I want to go with for most of my video. I want to go with prior events, things that led up to the event in question that we're going to analyze and talk about. We're going to talk about the event itself and try to break it down into different levels of what happened, who was involved, exactly, all the different parts of what happened during that time frame. I'm going to lay out sources for you, show you different things that happened, try to make it funny, try to make it relatable as much as possible. And then at the very end, we're going to do kind of an outcome and conclusion section where it shows you the fallout of what happened. Now, as I get more videos out, I'm going to start linking those videos to other videos. So, at the end of the Peloponnesian War, when, Greece pretty much falls apart, I'm going to link to the next chapter that directly correlates with that. But at the beginning, we're just going to go around and we're just going to bounce from place to place to place. And, we're going to start with what I know the most about, and then I may go to something I know the least about, just so I can have an opportunity to refresh myself and try to, get back into the groove of things. So hopefully the camera shakes aren't making you too nauseous, because this is going to be a pretty standard format for right now. But like I said, welcome into the birth of history, and we'll see you guys soon. Thanks.